And so I already said this, guys, your website needs to have these things as well. I'm not just talking about landing pages. And even if your website doesn't get a lot of traffic, still implement these things. It's literally it might cost a couple $100 to have a web developer do this, maybe even less than that. If you find someone on Upwork, um, make that investment, and it will pay you from now until you go out, or you sell your business or go out of business or whatever. And it's the best investment you can make, because I've seen time and time again. Actually, one of the companies I've worked with for years, she said she had one of those online booking forms on her home page. She took it off, replaced it with a one-step form. She said, "Mark, I had no idea how many leads I was missing out on." Excuse me. Her mind was blown. And I told her, just give it a shot, give it a shot. And she's so glad she did. So, look, the two main problems with the online booking forms: number one, they get the price before they give you anything, right? So they get a price, they can go shop it, right? And that's many times what they do. They're like, "All right, that's the price, thanks, bye," right? Number two, they ask for your credit card information, or you ask for their credit card information, right? And if it's cold traffic, and by cold traffic I mean if it's their first time visiting your website or landing page, that's like, that's a new prospect, and getting a credit card from a brand new prospect, it's the same in any business though. Even in my business, it takes either myself talking to someone several times, or them watching lots of different videos, and then over time, that kind of that trust builds. And it's the same way when you're selling anything, right? And so I'm not saying the forms never work. Obviously, there are people that do book those online, but what I'm saying is the ROI you will get if you're good at following up quickly and doing the sales piece will skyrocket if you get those forms off your site. No presentation about marketing would be complete without also talking a little bit about sales, right? So marketing and sales go together. You really, if you have marketing and no sales, then you're spending all this money on leads, but you're not converting them. If you have sales and not marketing, you're just not getting any leads, but you can close like an animal. So, the best businesses, and my favorite businesses to work with are the ones that they're hungry, man. They treat sales like it's, their job. They're, just, it's a mindset thing. And that's what this slide talks about. So I've noticed, I've been in this industry 3.5, 4 years now, and so all of my most successful clients, without exception, were all sales guys before they started their businesses. And so I'll tell you this. Look, I get it. Sales, I've done sales for a long time, but it's something that can be uncomfortable for some people. And what I found that's very common is, especially when these companies get lead forms in, they don't want to call them because they feel like they'll be bugging them. And so if that's how you're going to operate, I guarantee you will never be as successful as you could. Okay. You have to look at every single quote request inquiry you get as, money spent. So I was speaking to a gentleman, I believe it was yesterday, and he was telling me how he has another business where they use Home Advisor and they purchase leads. So Home Advisor is like this huge company that gives leads to service-based businesses like roofers, plumbers, electricians, you name it. And they actually sell the leads. So, and these leads aren't cheap. It could be $25, $50, $100, $150 for some roofing leads. when you know you're paying that much money for a lead, you better believe these guys are on it, all over it, trying to close. What I found is when you're paying a monthly marketing, let's say retainer, okay, let's say you're spending $2,000 a month combined with Google ads and a marketing retainer, and you're getting, let's say, 100 leads a month, right? So you're really spending $20 a lead. But what I found is when these leads come in, they don't really think about the fact that every time their cell phone dings, $20, $20, $20, or they get a phone call, $20, $20, $20. Because many, I've just seen it's very common for many operators to treat these things like they're not valuable. And so it requires a complete mindset shift. There's really not much else to say. You really have to change the way you think. You're not a server. You're not taking orders. They haven't chosen to go with you yet. They're calling to get pricing. However, if you can, build a little bit of rapport, a little bit of a connection, and be very helpful, typically, as long as your prices aren't, way above average, typically you'll have a very good chance of closing the business. But if when they call and they ask for a price for a stretch limo for 4 hours and you answer $450, thank you, bye. That's not salesmanship.